Hello, hello, hello. It is day 20 of 21 for 21 days of celebration, 21 days of gratitude, and windows popping up. Today, I am grateful for signs. um, Actually, signs and kind of little reminders, but most importantly, I'll say signs and reminders and then taking action on those. Um, so this morning I was dancing and I decided to wear a different pair of shoes. And it's a pair of shoes that I haven't worn in a long time. Like I've had the shoes for a long time and I have not worn them in a long time. And I'm trying to, rotate things and clear out things and just make sure that, I'm using things if I have them. So I put the shoes on, I start exercising, and I noticed that there's like stuff on the floor. I'm like, what's going on here? And then I noticed like I heard something different on the floor, and I noticed that it was a piece of the shoe coming off. And it was because I've had the shoe so long that the glue actually, holding the shoe together had not been, it's not sticky anymore. So the shoe actually, like a piece of the shoe was coming off. And I'm like, okay, well, that's bad. So the previous pair of shoes that I had been wearing, I, again, had them for a long time and was like, let me just wear these because I'm, dancing inside. I'm not performing for anybody. I don't have to look great. So those shoes also had a little adhesive issue, again, because they're old. And I finally realized that, maybe it's time to get rid of these, particularly because one pair of shoes is literally like falling apart. So I'm looking at kind of the stuff that was on the floor and I was like, you know what? How many other things am I holding on to that I no longer need? They're way past their expiration date and I'm trying to squeeze out more use from them. Can anyone identify with that? Like you're holding on to things just because you might use them one day, because it feels good to have them around, whatever the reason is. So I'm looking at these shoes and they are, they're in the trash. Normally they'd go to Goodwill. Something like that would go to Goodwill, but like they're beyond even donating at this point. So I'm sucking that up and I'm going to put them in the trash. But yeah, I took that as a sign to one, realize that I'm holding on to something that I don't need, that is not serving me at all, which could actually hurt me, let alone not serve me. And that was my sign to kind of think about what else am I holding on to that doesn't need to be around anymore. Now, I spent the month of May like decluttering clothes, decluttering objects in my space, decluttering furniture, putting things up, organizing, throwing away mail, decluttering digital, subscriptions that I had been, having for years, email, like getting rid of kind of as much stuff as possible. And that was sparked by a sign. And I feel like I've been getting more signs after doing that. So how many times do we have signs throughout the day or throughout our week and we completely just disregard them because we're just too busy focused on whatever we're focused on? I know I have been focused on lots of things and completely disregarded a very, very blatantly obvious sign when it happened. Um, One that actually sticks out really loudly for me is so this is about 3 years ago, where it was actually my birthday, and I was going out to meet someone, and I took a nap. I set the alarm to so I could go out that night. took a nap, set the alarm. I got up and I did not feel like going out. And I said, you know what? It's my birthday. I'm going out and I'm going to meet this person. So get ready. Everything seems to be fine. And for some reason, I put my keys in a completely different place than where they normally go. My keys actually have a place. When I walk in the door, I put them in the same place every time so I don't forget where they are. So it's just easy. For whatever reason, I didn't put my keys in that place. So I'm, running out of my apartment, and I have everything except my keys. So the door closes behind me, and where I was living, the door locked automatically. So you like needed the keys. You didn't actually have to lock the door. So yeah, I locked myself out of my apartment at like midnight. It was either like midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. And they didn't have um, like 24-hour, locksmith, whatever, in the building. So I had to call someone to come open my door. So I ended up spending not the night, dancing the night away, but sitting kind of in the elevator bank waiting for this locksmith to come, and paid almost $200 for someone to open the door in like a minute. And my keys were, exactly where they were earlier in the day when I misplaced them, not in their normal place. But I ignored signs because as I was getting ready, there were things that just didn't quite feel right. And I pushed past that because I was determined to do something that, I thought felt good. And yeah, I mean, I ended up not doing it because I wasn't actually supposed to do it. I wasn't supposed to, go out, and it took that kind of that series of events happening for me to see that, hey, you're supposed to stay home. We're gonna stay home whether you want to or not. So the signs, there were so many signs. And I mean, that sticks out because it's like a very dramatic example of, getting locked out and having to wait and all that. But today, my shoes, like, that was a little sign. When we see, you know, someone that we hadn't seen in a while, and it's like, oh, okay, what is that about? Or you see an ad as you're scrolling through your social media feed. Oh, okay. Well, I was just thinking about that, and now I'm seeing this picture, or now I'm seeing this ad, or now I'm seeing, this quote, or what have you. Pay attention to that, because even if it's subtle, it could mean something. There could be something in it for you. And that's what I'm realizing. When I have a thought, or I see something, or, someone says something, or I, see something on TV or hear something on the radio, and it's like, oh, you know what? I was just thinking about that. Is that a synchronicity? Is that something that I need to pay attention to? Let me investigate for 5 minutes. And if it's nothing, okay, fine, it's nothing, but at least I just took the time to check. For me, it's hasn't always been that way. And I am learning that the more that I pay attention to these kind of little things, the big things come, the big things happen, the big things fall into place, because there's little breadcrumbs that are along the way, and then ultimately you kind of get to that pinnacle, or that big thing that you really were looking for, or something even better that you were looking for in the first place. So my shoes falling apart today, literally falling apart, was a really good reminder of the signs that I receive all day, every day, and a reminder to look at them, to pay attention to them, to not dismiss them as minute and insignificant as they might seem to be. Everything can be, a sign if we want it to, but it's our willingness to kind of take a minute, think, interpret, potentially act. Sometimes you don't need to act, but at least stop and question is, I think, is key in getting along this journey and discovering more of who we are, what we want, what we are, etc., etc., etc. So today I'm grateful for signs. I'm grateful for synchronicities. I'm grateful for little reminders that I need to continue on this path and that I'm on the right path because we're human. A little validation never hurts. So I'm very grateful for that today. And comfy exercise shoes. I'm grateful for that because I did finally put on a pair of shoes that felt really good and is not falling apart because I bought them recently. Well, not so recently, but more recently than the others, and they're good shoes. So, I'm also grateful for comfy workout shoes. So, I hope you are looking at the signs that you are seeing in your life and not overlooking them and paying attention to them, big or small.